Strengthen our connections. So Radio DBS.
Stories have been told.
Right, it's another Saturday. It's time for the vibes on DBS Radio. It is time for connecting the dots. Yeah, we have dots to connect, eh? Here's where I welcome you to another edition of CTD. That's the program that we have on for over 3 years already. Before that, we had Diaspora Link with Alex Bruno and Emil Pabensera. But these days, Nigel Francis and myself, we run the vibes, eh? Bienvenue tout le monde, bonjour. Lovely weather in DA. A lot of sad news, I tell you. Another week of sad news. I don't know if it's a spell or what, but something not, I don't know, not connecting right. Sudden deaths these days, giving a painful reminder about the brevity and the fleeting nature of our lives. Boy. Nigel, welcome.
Hey. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to you. It's
How you doing,
been
Nigel?
one of those.
Yes, we Nigel.
Yes, it's been one of those.
What a week, huh? What a week. I mean, in recent time, not just this week, but this week, I don't know. It's just, wow.
Yes. I think that's what happens when, it's the passing away of people that you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of doubles up because people pass daily basically.
Yeah.
But when it's people who made a contribution, or it's
Nigel.
people that you know or you have some close connection with, it kind of feels a little more, painful and a little more known. So
the sting is
one of those weeks. Yes, the sting is deeper. It's you feel it more.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
It's been one of those. It's been one of those.
weeks,
That's why we give thanks and praise for being here.
I tell you, Nigel. Wow. Shari, Ronald, Dr. Etienne, and we're hearing more news. Boy, Nigel, something is really wrong.
Yeah. We have to sprinkle the love and sprinkle the blessings and continue to give thanks and continue to share with each other and connect with each other and talk with each other. And,
Yes, this should behoove us to enjoy life as much as we can as well.
Yes.
Because the whole future lies in uncertainty.
Exactly.
So probably we have to.
So we celebrate.
So probably we have to live immediately, like live in the moment.
Well, we always do, We always do, I mean, we should. We should do that because, tomorrow is never promised, right? And yesterday is gone. So, in a sense, we have to enjoy today and make the most of today.
I tell you.
Let go of the grudges and, let go of the hate and the animosity and just spread love and be good.
Yeah.
Be good with each other.
I tell you, Nigel. Wow.
Because we don't know the moment, man.
I tell you. Yeah. We only have one life to live, so we have to live the best life.
That's it.
Nigel,
as Brother Bob says, flee from hate and all the division and everything else, Don't bury your thoughts in all that negativity.
Yeah. Boy,
Wake up and live one day and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I heard you talking to Colton T earlier and spreading the message of love. So I hope people go out there tonight and support and feel good and get some positive energy.
Yeah, positive energy. We definitely need that. We need this even more so than before. Wow. So I'm looking for the prayer. Nigel, did I send the prayer to you as well?
You sent it to me at
So
some point.
Nigel, look for
Yes,
the
you
prayer
did.
as
You
well.
did.
I know Shirl's Joe will be
And
happy if we start with the prayer.
yes,
So
yes, 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 yes,
I
yes.
I
I know you
must.
sent it to me, but we have so many messages in here. So, but hopefully between you and me, we can find it.
Yes, we more
And I
guide
probably
for
need to
you.
have it pinned to the top of my
Yes,
messages.
yes, yes. I guess I'll have
I
to learn
can
it
always,
and learn to say
yes,
it
that way I can always have
verbatim.
it right there.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Yes, yes. But in the meantime, as we keep looking for it, because it's
Yes,
always
sir.
nice to start with some prayers. You know what I mean?
I'll have to call Renick man so Renick can just
We
say that
just
for
we just want to
us.
let our people know, hey, listen, keep loving each other, keep spreading positive vibes, and we offer our condolences on behalf of Connecting the Dots. We offer that to all those who, in one way or the other,
Yeah.
have passed away, or those who are here and going through stuff. We want to make
Yes.
sure you can talk to somebody, man.
Yeah. So I got the prayer. A lot of messages,
Wonderful,
but
wonderful.
I got the prayer. So let's go as we start. Heavenly Father, creator of mankind and the universe, we thank thee for the gift of life today and all the blessings you continue to bestow on your children. We seek your presence and intervention throughout this program, and we ask that you keep us connected always. We also pray for the success of the program, its coordinators, its hosts, and listeners, that they may find purpose and enjoy what we share. Bless our radio station and the nation, and may we grow to love and unite with each other, irrespective of our differences. All this we ask in your name now and forever. Amen.
Amen, amen. We certainly do,
Yeah,
certainly do.
Nigel. Nigel,
And
PAO Director Emeritus Dr.
yeah,
Carissa Etienne was a guest on Connecting the Dots this year.
she was.
And she really, I'm sure you can remember, she really enjoyed it. She laughed a lot. She gave advice, and we had a wonderful time. And
We did.
yeah, and
And I'm happy we were able to have her on the program. I'm happy we were able to connect with her and to share with her and to get all the wisdom that she had to share, and to, just having our presence,
yeah,
and of course, Dr. Etienne is someone who's close to my family as well. My mom, was with her, and all the siblings and everybody else, go to her house, she'd come to our house. So it's even closer in terms of losing someone that as well.
yes, yeah,
Share time with, what I mean?
yes.
So, um,
I knew her from a very tender age myself, very, very tender
yes,
age, and
yes, yeah.
wow,
I
that is
mean,
just
she's always there
yeah.
for everybody, man. So
Everybody,
pleasant
yes,
that
yeah,
you would, when
yeah.
she had a practice in Dominica, you
Oh
would
yeah.
go in there at home. It wasn't just like going to a doctor. You were going to the doctor, but you were also going to someone that you could talk to, and she would spend time with you. Wasn't just about the medicine that she was going to give you.
Yeah, and she really championed primary healthcare in Dominica. I mean, we have to
Oh,
remember her
champion.
because she was a
Definitely.
public health trailblazer, and what she did as well, Nigel, she empowered women to take their rightful place in society.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
for a woman from a small state like Dominica to champion the achievement of universal health as an overarching goal, for the Americas was certainly a tremendous feat. So yeah, we'll
It
always
was, and
remember
it's something
Dr.
we should
Etienne.
celebrate, and something we shouldn't take lightly. And especially for the women, that empowerment that you've been given, or she wanted to give you, and she wanted to show you can do it. Don't let it go astray. Keep striving for the higher heights. Keep doing what you have to do to get there. And she represented Dominica well. She represented us on the world stage, and she did it with class and distinction. So, we definitely will miss her and miss what she has done for us. But we certainly hope that her legacy will continue, and the works that she has done will definitely be those that can be looked upon and say, hey, this was a mark of Dr. Etienne.
Yeah, recognized globally as a public health champion.
Yeah.
I'm Ronald as well, Nigel. Ronald Astafan.
Yes.
I remember when I used to do that program with Alex Bruno, so I would read the morning news on a Saturday every morning. And right after the newscast, Alex and I would talk about anything and everything and just laugh. just for minutes and just go on and just talking. And then Ronald would religiously send over breakfast for us every Saturday. And at times he would bring it himself. So we had breakfast every Saturday night. Nigel, Alex, and myself, compliments Guyav restaurant, and I'll always remember that. Yeah.
Beautiful soul, man.
Yeah.
Kind-hearted soul.
Oh yes.
Who always wanted to give. Who always gave all that he could. Even when people went to Guyav and there might have been shots here and there.
Yes,
he would say, "That's fine. Go ahead."
Yeah.
So wonderful soul again that's departed, and really want to highlight, his achievements as well and what he did for the for the industry, and how he was able to give back as a young person and to employ other people and to ensure that there was food on the table, literally as well as figuratively speaking.
And good food,
there was food on the table, good food too, good food, good pastries and
the
good food itself.
This thing is making me hungry.
Yes.
But
so again, we reach out to all those who are going through struggles, man, who are going through anything that they feel that they're capable of handling,
Yeah, and I understood as well. Well, 3 people have been arrested in connection with the discovery of a burnt vehicle in Galileo yesterday. So 2 bodies were discovered, and they were extensively burnt beyond recognition. That's what I'm hearing.
Another one HRI.
Yes, and also, Nigel,
want to be known for, man.
So according to the DBS News this morning, the owners of Culibri Ridge, that's located at Pitted Culibri in Sofria. So so the owners are missing, and so the police are not confirming whether the bodies of the 2 people that they discovered are the owners, but the owners are missing. So. And the vehicle belonged to the owners of the Nigel is just, I don't know.
It's just It's just so much. It's just so much happening. That you begin sometimes to question and ask yourself, "Hey, what's happening? What's going on? Why is it going on?" But sometimes the universe is unfolding as it should, and we give thanks. And
there's a lot to be thankful
those who are responsible. Will be caught and will pay the price.
Nigel, yesterday, a group of us from DBS Radio, we went to the home of Bobby, James Bobby Riley. He worked at DBS Radio for 17 years. He started in 1993, and he celebrated 100 years yesterday. And you saw, amidst all this sadness, we had reasons to celebrate. And to see Bobby in his element still, Nigel, as 100 years. And he took a dance, and he was really enjoying himself, and he can remember everything that happened at DBS back then. And I was like, wow, Nigel. So there's a lot.
That's the beautiful thing about life, is the balance, So, as you said, in the midst of the sadness, there's one element of celebration. And that's what makes life so beautiful, man, the balance that it has. I remember Bobby and everything else. So,
well, I did not work with him. Because when I came to DBS, he had already left. I think he left in May of 93, and I came in November of that same year. So he had already left. But I heard so much about him. It's like I knew him.
Yes. So congratulations to him on his celebration of that milestone. Another centenarian in Dominica, and to celebrate that, we're known for that.
Yeah, and by the way, another big day. Well, tomorrow really, but the weekend has started for Curtis Matthew. Anniversary tomorrow. And Nigel, I have all the details and everything. I have the scoop and all of that. So
you have the scoop on it. Well. Yes. I can't believe it's almost a year.
Yes.
A year passed since I went home to make sure youngster was
yes. You were the master of ceremonies, and you gave me the mic.
I had no choice. I had to be there. To ensure youngsters' celebration went well. So youngster, congratulations on your first year. I know it's coming up tomorrow, but congratulations to you and Delia. I wish you more success, more blessings, more love, and togetherness. Enjoy it, my brother.
And all I can say, Nigel, is big things are going. That's what.
Well, you with youngster, you know what has to happen.
So. And on the 3rd of every month, by the way, but let's move on. On the 3rd of every month, so that's what is the book saying? By the way, let me say hi to Noreen Joseph, and Lauren Banis.
This morning, very, very busy. Alvin, of course, good morning to you. He was early, and he says good morning, blessings, of course. Winnie Green has been there very early as well. Wants to make us know, hey, don't only focus on life events, enjoy it whilst you can.
Yeah, I tell you.
Snapper Laura has been on early as well. So the book has been very busy. Lauren, good morning to you. Lauren Joseph, good morning to you. Bless up to the dots.
I got an early message from Lauren Banis Roberts this morning, so let me say hi.
Yes, good morning, my dear friend Lauren.
Yes.
Blessings to you as well.
So Snapper is scolding me, and he's saying, "Ivo, you should be opening it for prayer every time, not just when it's that time." And I really take that. Yeah, last week we skipped the prayer.
Yes.
And you
But we did open it that prayer
the week before. We had some heat and we had a prayer.
We did it last week, and yes, but going forward we shall ensure.
Yes.
To give thanks for the program. Janet Dow, good morning to you. I know it's a sad time for you as well. Hey, Pekka, good morning. Emil, good morning. Pab and Sarah. All those who always logged on. Liz, my dear sister, I know what you're going through because, the Dr. 18 was like a mom to you as well. So I know what you're going through. So hang tight in there. All the love and blessings going your way. My brother, Reggie, you as well. Hang tight, Frances, and everybody else,
Yeah.
So all those who are connecting, the book is continuing to roll. Rosalind Sevre McLean, good morning.
Catherine Janice Leighton Armour is also watching. Yes, that's good.
Yes. So, the book is happening.
Bernadette Romain, Scotland, good morning to you as well. So, yes. So, Nigel, we have a guest,
We do have a guest.
Well, where is she now? You haven't seen her.
Well, I was about to say, hopefully she's going to join us in a little bit. I know she called me. Well, she's been calling me for the entire morning to make sure. But I know she was moving from one spot to another. So she did indicate to me she should be home pretty soon. So hopefully we'll have her in a few.
Okay, so she's not on us yet. So we have to run our mouth still, right?
We'll run our mouth as we always do. Christmas is coming, so that's
Nigel, Nigel, what are your fondest memories of Christmas, like growing up as a young boy?
Let me see, boy. My fondest memories of Christmas growing up. I think couple things, What I used to like way back then was the scent of linoleum, man.
That's right.
It is not nasty. We used to go and buy it and ask the guy, you have to buy linoleum. Just be the thing. See, that's how you have to pronounce it, linoleum.
Yes.
Yeah, I was on the bill and you had to make sure you cut a piece and then you open that up.
And the tappy to put on the table as well.
Man, that was a scent that tell you things new were happening.
Yes.
And the paints, you had to do a little painting thing. So the smell of paint,
vanish at
new
times.
curtains.
Yes.
That was great memories. And of course, the sorrel and the ginger beer boiling as well. So, strange enough, it wasn't the toys and the gifts and
but I had a toy. I can remember I had a doll. My mother would always get me a doll. But like the cheapest doll, but I mean I love dolls, so I appreciated it. And then
that's nice.
On Christmas Day, I think we would go to that place.
It didn't have a straw hat, the doll?
No. Oh no. But on Christmas Day, Nigel, we would go to this place in Goodwill, where the Red Cross is now, and we would have something like Fet Inosai, I think that was the name. And they had to bless your toys and
yes.
Man, Nigel. So I'd go find a little doll and my jacks because that's what my mother could afford back then. But for me that was a lot. But
of course, and you appreciated that.
Oh, but of course,
and you held on to that doll for a while.
Yeah, so much has changed.
Yes.
So much has changed.
You held on to that doll, man. I think one of the things I think was the gifts wasn't just it wasn't the amount. It was. Whatever you got there was the joy that you had and the attachment that you had to it.
And even at school as well, because we would make our own Christmas decorations. So you'd put together your sweet lime and your flour and your water to make your paste and get your paper, maybe crepe paper if you were lucky, if you had enough money to get crepe paper. But you'd get your exercise book and you'd cut it off, and make some circles and stick them together and make a long, string and color that and, hang that up in your house. Nigel, my goodness.
And if you still have like a long string with all the Christmas cards for decoration.
I think we spoke about that one of those days. But of course, I mean, all the cards from way back when, even before I was born, the cards were there.
Yes.
And they had to go on the partition,
Yes, and that's the decoration right there.
With a string.
That make you feel like you're happy to go,
Man.
And then, of course, I mean, yes, Alvin. I remember Alvin was saying, he used to run behind the truck sometime for the toys that Santa used to be sending.
Yes.
To be a Santa around and going around, those were good times. Great times. Good Christmas vibes.
Man, and we were so together. My goodness, man. I would go to the country. I'd go to Grand Fort, and spend Christmas. And that was the best Christmas to go in the country. So, you know, I really enjoyed a lot of
What
Christmas.
happened there? What?
Everything was happening.
Tell me one of your fondest memories.
Everything. I mean, the slaughtering of the pigs, you know, the killing of the animals for Christmas. I mean, just going to church on Christmas Day, because we was young, we would not go into midnight mass. So the older folks would go to the midnight mass and let us go to church on Christmas Day. And after, you'd have the vendors right outside the church selling tablets and everything, coconut cheese and all of that. And so I remember these things, and the sorrel and the ginger beer, and I can take the scent right now, and going in the kitchen outside because the kitchen was on the outside, and it was different from what I knew in Roseau. But I mean, the way they cooked the food, I mean, that was just the best. So Nigel, so much I remember. I mean, but Christmas in the country, man, oh my goodness.
There's a different breeze and a different vibes in the countryside for Christmas, right? It feels differently.
Of course. And then you have your best, your Sunday look or whatever, your best dress or whatever, you're pushing in your something like that, you know what? And you'd walk around.
You remember in town people used to go window shop. There's about the window shopping.
Oh my goodness, Nigel, I used to do that. So my mother would always
window shopping or somebody
window shopping. So you go to Batter and look at what Batter has and buy Trini. I mean, you maybe know, you could not buy it, but you were so excited to see it and say, oh my goodness, I want this, I want that. Yes, window shopping was a big thing. It was really, really a big thing. And it brought families closer together as well. But so much has changed.
Can you imagine you just there walking around town looking at the things in the store, and that's a big event.
Yes,
that was a big planned event. You go window shopping.
Yes,
that's a big planned event for you.
Of course, and my goodness, man, I mean, those were just the days. And I know I tell you about my Uncle John and his letter. The letter I used to write to him. So my grandmother would recite what I should write, and dear Uncle John, I hope you are doing fine. Greetings from all of us. And I had to write, Nigel. I mean, and then the money would come in the card from Uncle John, and then oh my goodness, Nigel! I want to go back. I want to go back to this.
You want to go back?
Man,
yes.
we had fun.
Norrin is going to film the best part of Christmas was Fête in Summer, for sure.
Fête in Summer? Was it Inosa? Inosa. I didn't see how she wrote it, but yes, Fête Inosa.
Yes, and this is when you would bring the toys in the church, in the parish hall or church or whatever, and you could make all the noise you want, run around, because your toy was blessed and everything else.
Yes, and look, Winnie is saying, what about the hot shoulder and the slice of Christmas cake when you came from church? Yes, and I never really liked shoulder back in the day. At that time, I didn't like shoulder, but we had to drink it, but I didn't like it at all. I mean, like, now I enjoy a shoulder, but back in the day, I could not take this.
Yes. And strange thing is, I enjoyed shoulder back then, and now I don't do shoulder no more. That's not good. Wow. But yes, a shoulder used to be very good there. The eggnog and things used to be good.
But Christmas was really
very well.
Christmas was good. I mean, even in I said about country going to Grand Fund and enjoying it, but even where I lived on Independence Street, it was Queen Mary Street back then. I mean, it was just something else in that large yard, La Cushellid Ford. I mean, we would sweep the yard early in the morning, just sweep that yard and then gather around and tell stories and jokes and oh my goodness, Nigel.
Yes. But people don't call it thing shodo again, they call it eggnog now.
Eggnog, we would shodo.
Yes, I agree. It's a fancy name, eggnog.
Yeah, shodo. Yeah, it's like broth and broth.
It used to be a shodo. Yeah, broth and broth.
So let me see. I see Jennifer Gordon is saying something, and she said Judge True I was because so I was by her in Grandford. That's my family, so she know the vibes, and we had a bakery. Nigel, let me tell you something. We had so much fun there. Yes, sir. Is she there, Nigeria? Because if you see she not there, maybe go and talk plenty. Yeah, if you see our guest not there, I guys go and talk there today.
But of course, we're just taking our food. I mean, that we don't have a problem with that. We can do that very well. You had a bakery. Oh, yeah, even the bakery, man. Even the fresh. The fresh baked bread.
Yes, Nigel. Yes.
It was different.
Man, it was so much. The country was just the best for Christmas. And I used to go to Eggleston as well because all my sisters and brothers from Eggleston. So I would go to Eggleston. So I would share.
But you used to go all over.
Yes, I used to go to Eggleston. Yeah, Mommy would just send me places, but no, I can't do that to her. Mommy, you okay? No, but I used to enjoy it in Eggleston as well. Wow, it was really, really fun. Oh.
And then, of course, you had the fruitcake that was special.
Yes. You would get a little piece, though. Yes. You would not get a...
But you know what I liked, too? I mean, was just after the Christmas, back then in Roseau especially, you used to have, cowboy and Indians.
Cowboy
and Indians, and Indians.
Yes.
You didn't know back then what it was, but it was cowboy
and Indians. And fridge measure stay around that time. You'd have a water gun. You'd have a water gun if you will.
Just tell you freeze,
freeze, and if they catch you without your fingers crossed or something like that,
yes,
you would get a punishment.
I remember that one, man.
You'd get a punishment.
I remember they used to tie up and in front of cowboy and Indian and leave the man there, and nobody used to feel that's abuse or anything else.
Yeah.
Because cowboy catch Indian and that was it, and then you had your little toy guns and thing at the time, and you used to boost the little bandits and so in your food and the starlights, starlight was the thing.
Yeah. But I never liked the bandits, so that is one of the reasons that I didn't really like to go in town, especially on shopping day, because the bandits would just scare me, and even to this very day, I never really liked the bandits. So what I really enjoyed was my doll, but my favorite toy at Christmas time was Jax. Jax was just my favorite toy at Christmas time, and Nigel, that was just it.
So you just sit down there and play the Jax?
Up, sit down, and like I remember the other segments in Jax, but I was very good at Jax. I could just like tick my fingers and just Nigel not touch the other Jack that was like sort of connected to one Jack, and you had to remove.
I know. You used to pinch it.
You had to have a certain skill, and over the time you'd hone that.
Did that very well because I grew up with a lot of females, girls around me. So I used to play a lot of jacks too. I used to have to pinch the jack and 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4. You have to collect 3 and 4 in your hand. And yes. That used to be
another
really,
thing
really,
I used to
really,
like
really
playing
good.
as well. Like, so we would take a string of thread and we would tie it, a long piece of thread and tie it, and put our fingers and make some like designs like a spider's web. You remember that, Nigel? You put the thread in your finger. I think it's your forefinger.
Yes.
And I must try that again. If I had some thread, I would do it right now. But I was very good at that. I could do that. I was very good at that.
Wow.
So these things for us were big things, and I know.
You must have a session in that, man.
Yeah.
You must have a session in that.
So I enjoy those things, and I enjoy doing like crochet and macrame and those things like that.
Yes. Rennick Thomas is letting us know. Yes, he's a great. Yes, Nigel. Cowboy in Indian. That was the biggest and greatest moment. If you do have a gun, you can and that.
Yeah. Man, those were the days.
Cowboy Misha Stay. Yes, I remember that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Cowboy and Indian and Snapper Laura is saying Cowboy Misha Stay. Terry Olivachi and Bino. Good morning to you, my dear. Anti-fruitcake was the best. That was the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Light Starlight threw it up in the air in the Langley saying that Alvin Thomas the bread had a special taste. And that is true, strange enough. Christmas time, the bread had a special taste. It was so different. You could feel, you could almost taste everything in that bread.
Yes, yeah. I mean, just Christmas before, I nothing to compare. That was just togetherness, togetherness. It was so
that
together.
was the beautiful thing about it, man.
Yeah, we were just like
preparing for it. Mm-hmm. That was a good thing about it. There was
the preparation in particular, and something else. Sometimes we would wait. I don't know why. Part of the tradition was that you wait until Christmas Eve to clean your house. So we'd be cleaning the house on the 24th of December, no last, and then you have to clean it because when Christmas Day, when that clock strikes 12 or 1 minute after 12 in the morning, your house had to be ready for Christmas.
It had to be.
It just had to be ready. And
were you ever part of the saving hall in the countryside? Because they used to have that more in the countryside.
But of course, I did this in Egliston, not in Grand Fort. I can't remember doing it in Grand Fort, but I did it in Egliston. And my God, we had fun. We had so much fun, especially in Grand Fort. Because when you come from Roseau and you go up to the country, it's like you're like a little star, sort of.
And you're traveling, the Roseau girl coming up.
Yes, boy. Nigel boy was a little popular girl. We in Grand Fort, they're walking on the streets on a Sunday and
and you have your nice that man.
Yes, sweet boy.
Because you used to have a prettier dress than the others.
I don't know what that. I think I had my straw slippers. That was signature. My mother wouldn't show that I have something, straw.
Something straw.
Yeah, something. Nigel, where is she?
After by the way, I just get a message. She said, "Oh my God, I got confused with the change of time. I thought it was 9:30. Dumb. Oh, what? Oh,
so Nigel, Sanoka
But she said she's coming on now. Change of time. She apologized. She'll have to apologize to everybody.
Well, let's talk, Dan. Let's talk.
She'll have to apologize. One thing, mommy, make sure you had straw.
Boy, Nigel, I did not have a straw ribbon, but Nigel, I had straw. Let me tell you something. I had a lot of straw. Too much. I whip in your straw now. I went to the workshop for the blind.
I like that word, whipping it.
The workshop for the blind. I went there recently. I think it was last week. It's called now Abilities Unlimited. And Nigel, I mean, when you go there, it just reminds me, as one who grew up in straw, of because what I was involved in fact, when I was a little girl. So I would take the raffia and I would raffia for my mother, and we would put the tracing paper on the straw, and then she would have to draw a design like a doll or whatever, and raffia it. And it was good times, and do the placemats, the table mats, and all of that. So I remember these things. But I had my childhood days, it was just fun, and I lived right next to the gardens as well. So Nigel, let me tell you something. If
you were in the middle of everything.
Man, everything, right? So.
Yes. Glenda, I agree with you. Glenda say long time she haven't heard that word Dan. Yeah. And you're pretty Dan.
Yeah. Nigel, and as you say that, I remember, as you said, because you said window shopping earlier. I remember Franklin Moses, when Franklin Moses was working on DBS Radio. Franklin Moses did an ad. Once and about window shopping. So there was this place I think on Hillsborough Street, close to Wow on the next side. There was this gentleman with a shop, and he had some advertisement in the glass window, with a cat on it. I just can't remember, what it was advertising. But Franklin Moses did an ad, and he called him Monday, and he said that so long he has been window shopping at that place, and the cat has been there for so long it even made kittens. You got the joke, right? I mean, we can't say it right, but you got
I remember.
Nigel, something like that.
Yes. Franklin special for that.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember those window shopping days, like you say, Barton by Trini and Chillingford and of course Astafans, was always there. I see our guest is about to come on too. So yes, wonderful Christmas days. Jules, she enjoyed shopping in Roseau. Sharon got into a lot of mischievous things then. I agree with you. Bobby Thomas, both good morning to both of you. Christmas back then was very great. I would go to midnight mass, and when we got back, soup was ready, fruitcake delicious. Walking my doll. They still have dolls? So me, I don't training dolls again.
But children, they are still dolls, but not many.
The dolls are fancy now. They do all kinds of things.
Yeah, but
yes, I remember dolls.
What is the main Christmas toy now, Nigel, for young people?
Oh boy, it must be one of them gadgets that people.
But it has to be, Nigel. There's nothing else.
That's the main thing. Yes, I remember my sister Liz had a doll, and she would cling onto that doll forever. Yeah. That was a Christmas doll, and she never let go of that doll.
I used to like.
So dolls were so important.
Oh yes, and skipping rope as well. Yeah.
Skipping rope, man. Yes.
So Snapper is saying that he used to enjoy licking the bowl after his mother finished mixing the fruitcake. Nigel, you had those days? Man, you would take our finger anyway.
I'm licking the bowl.
I don't know how hygienic that was, but it didn't matter even if
what I used to do? You know what I love? Like when you make the cake, after you make the cake and you pour the batter to bake the rest of the thing that's in the bowl, you take your finger and scrape through the bowl and lick it up. But that was good.
You scrape that.
Yes, that was the main thing, the scrape of the bowl after, of the cake.
Yes.
Eat that raw.
And then, of course, we had to beat the cake with our hands.
Yes, you have to batter that thing.
So you don't have a cake mixer.
By hand.
Yeah, everything had to be done by hand.
You didn't have the fancy, things that we have, the electric beaters. You still have to make sure you beat that by hand.
And you had to as well put your fruits to soak for a long period. No, a lot of people just stew it, but no, it had to be soaking for a long period.
Yes.
And oh boy, the scent of that cake in the evenings and the shoulder being prepared.
It make me want to go and do a cake now and get ready and get a shoulder. Yo, Elias, come on.
Oh boy, and you put to galvanize to put on the meat, in the sun. And sometimes you see worms in it, but I don't think we still pray to winner. I think we should just wash that.
It's just the one that thing, but yes, everybody's telling me licking the bowl was the best thing for real. Abby Thomas said the leftover in the bowl, that was really nice.
You had to master the art of licking the bowl because that was just the best part.
And then you lick your finger after that. There's nothing better than licking your finger. And as I say, licking the finger. Felix Henderson over my finger. Yes, you lick that finger. Yes. But I think our guest is on.
She's there?
Is she there? Let me see.
Because we can talk.
Yes,
we can
I
go
think she's on now.
Okay.
Do you see her?
No, I'm not seeing her.
You haven't seen her yet? Okay.
Hey, Lisa.
Yes, Lisa is it. She's here.
Hi, guys.
Hey, okay, Papa. Okay, thanks for letting us run our mouth.
That's okay. I'm listening to all the goodies.
All right. You had your fun as well, right?
Yes. Of course, we all had that white doll with the ball head.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot of hair on my doll.
Now we know differently.
My doll had a lot of hair. Oh, yeah.
Some dolls, well, when we were growing up, first, dolls didn't have so much. Hair, darling. They used to give us that ball head doll that they get from China.
Some dolls, well, when we were growing up, first, we ain't a double with Lisa.
Yeah, I thought it was me, but I'm getting an echo, Lisa. So let's see if we can correct that. There's something
Yeah, I thought it was me, but I'm getting an echo, Lisa. So let's see if we can correct that.
Okay, let's see if we can correct this. I'm really not sure what is happening. I'm trying to see if it's on my end. I doubt it's not on my end. So let's see if we can correct this as we continue. It's connecting the dots. Our guest is on, and we're gonna have a fun time, right, Nigel?
We are gonna have a fun time. We're gonna find out a little bit about Lisa, what she's been doing, and of course, always having that Dominica flag wherever she goes to celebrate. Dominican celebrate.
My goodness,
her.
Nigel.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Yes. Don't go anywhere without that.
Yes. Let me tell you something. If I'm missing cloth, I can just go by Lisa. I mean, that is just wow.
I'm not too sure if you guys have seen me like in light.
Well, we want to see you.
Right?
Yeah, I see you with a nice forest green there.
Yes, my Dominica green.
And your big flag there, we
yes, always. Not at all.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So good morning.
Of course, welcome to Connecting the Dots officially. We thank you for being our guest this morning and for going to be sharing with us for the next hour, a little bit under that. Sharing with us your journey, sharing with us your story, and of course, sharing other things as well, because that's what we do on Connecting the Dots.
We want Beth, we want everything. Yeah. So Nigel in particular, he likes Beth. So Lisa, you have to go way back.
Well, of course.
And it is really a pleasure. I know when Nigel said, let's have Lisa on, I was like, wow, And, for people who don't know, Lisa White received the Meritorious Service Award for the role she has played and continues to play in our culture, in promoting our culture in particular. And she's much more than this Dominican who shows a love for her country. I think she's a phenomenal woman, a patriot. She carries the Dominican flag with pride, but it is her story to tell. So let's roll, Nigel.
She will tell us her story. So Lisa, let's go from the beginning. We like to start from the beginning.
Sure.
Who is Lisa White? What part of Dominica you're from? And then we'll talk about the schools that you went to, and then we'll get into all what you've been doing. Mm-hmm. So what part of Dominica are you from?
So I'm from Goodwill. I tell people nowadays I'm from the whole of Dominica just because that country is my everything. Mm-hmm. I think everybody knows that by now. Mm-hmm. But originally, my first home from my knowledge was on Murphy's Lane. And then we moved to Solomon Lane, where we stayed for many years. And that's off of Federation Drive. Then we moved on to Federation Drive. And while we were at Federation Drive, I migrated to North America before my mother built in Shufford.
But you're not going to brag about Goodwill, right? Because many times
when Goodwill is the best.
When you have Goodwill guests on, it's like Goodwill is the only place in Dominica. So
Goodwill is the best. I can't tell you, girl, let me tell you. Those were the days, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the wonderful days in Goodwill. And of course, you said your mom, and for those who don't know, of course, your mom is
Mrs. Jennifer White.
And she has to be a guest, Nigel, soon. Because
yes, she's going to be our guest
get her,
soon.
yes, on.
Okay, yes. And
she has to come on before you, but you beat her by a...
Oh, okay. So for those who doesn't know, I'm a side of a twin, and the older one she is, but smaller in size. She was supposed to join me today. Unfortunately, it did not come through. She just won city council in the city where she resides. So, so
you're all alone today, but you can.
You're all alone.
You can hold your hand.
And of course, Jennifer, your mom, of course, known in the music world and the whole culture and everything as well. When we have her, we'll get her story.
Yeah, you'll get the story. So this is where our journey began. Okay. And my mom, because she was so culturally and what should I say, church involved, because as you know, she did the St. Alphonsus Church Choir and then folk singers. And prior to that, she was Sifle Motai, so choral. So she is the voice of Dominica, just like they say Ophelia and Olivace is the lady of Dominica. I call my mother the voice of Dominica only because
wasn't she?
They were the ones who paved the way for people like Ophelia and the others that are following right now.
I was about to ask you, Lisa, wasn't she a member of this group? I'm trying to remember the name. There's because long ago there was this group of adults. Nigel, I'm not sure if you can remember.
I said Sifle Motai Choral.
No, not Sifle Motai Choral. They used to do a production at the Convent High School. The older folks used to do a production. Anyway, maybe I'll get it.
I
can remember Mr. Joseph who died. The father of Gafford. He was involved in this. I just can't remember the name.
Edith Bellot Harding
right,
was
yes.
that group, the UE group. I'm trying to remember the name of that.
Anyway, someone will tell us.
It will come through.
Yeah.
It will come.
Someone of course will always tell us what's the name of the group that Edith Bellot Harding had when she was over at UE and so on.
Yeah.
Somebody will let us know. But Lisa, so you went to what? You went to St. Martin's School?
So we went to Miss Winston School, was our first school. That was up in Goodwill by the Savannah, which they call Lindo Park.
Okay.
We went to that school when we were teeny-weeny children, they call it preschool time. And then we went to St. Martin's School. From St. Martin's School, I went to convent, but I had a very dear friend and some other persons that went to grammar school, and I was determined to get to grammar school.
Say that again.
So one of the things I did...
Say that again, Lisa. Say that again.
I said
something. You say something I like to hear.
I went to convent, but I had some very good friends and dear friends that were at the Dominica Grammar School.
And so, in order for me to get there, I had to do something really bad, fail 3 times at convent in order to get. So you had to fail to get to the Dominica
kicked
Grammar
out,
School.
sort of, and then for me to be transferred to grammar school. So I ended up at the Dominica Grammar School.
By the way, Alvin is just letting us know the name of that group was Stars of the 50s.
Right, that's it. Stars of the 50s. Okay.
Wow, I didn't even know about that group.
Okay.
So
I'm not sure
you guys
are
more,
but
you all have more history about my mother than myself.
Oh yes.
So many things that.
Yes, and our family and connecting the dots, they always give us the information when we do.
Right. Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you.
So you got kicked out of convent, so you could go to grammar school.
Yeah, I purposely got kicked out.
Yes, you went to the grammar school. I'll say it as the last time.
And then my going into my 5th form, I ended up migrating to Canada.
Okay.
I stayed in Canada for a few years, and then I came to the States, and I graduated here in the States from high school. From a program, when you go to those programs from the high schools and you get your diploma. So that's my knowledge. Then I came to live in Boston in 1986.
Okay, so we'll come to that part in a short while, but let's backtrack a little. Tell us about your primary school days, your fondest memory, if you can remember.
Oh God, St. Martin's School was the best.
Of course.
Convent prep, sorry. But I had a lot of fun. And again, like my mother, I used to do a lot of folk singing, and we used to have the competitions with Sister Anne, where we have singing competition. And yes, Lisa White was either a soloist or something in that competition. So that's one of my fondest memories from there. I actually like to play skip. And I took a fall playing skip when I was about 10 or 11 and broke my front teeth. So this isn't a space. I did have a space before, but I broke my front teeth, and my mother said, no more skip, because she had to take me to Dr. Sharonka to get those removed.
Dr. Sharonka?
They were broken from the roots. That's over by Astapans, next to Astapans.
Okay. All right.
I guess he was a visiting dentist, or he was living on the island for a while. Anyway. So my mother said no skip. Leslie was a high skip jumper where they put the rope very small, but because she was small, she could always jump higher than me. So I was trying to compete, and I got filanged, as they would say.
Yes, I.
So that's how I ended up breaking.
They see you, man.
They see me real good. Anyway, my teachers, they were really nice, the different teachers that we went through. And I was one of Sister Anne's favorites persons at that school. Anything special, she would be calling me.
Oh, yeah?
Lisa, can you come? Lisa, can you do? So I was feeling like I was the head girl in a sort of on the way, at St. Martin's School. But knowledge there was very vital to me being who I am today. The teachers, they were very intelligent people. I still see some of them today, the retirees. They live up here in Boston, where I now reside as well. And from there, step to convent, as I said. I had a couple friends who was in 5th form, and by the time I got to 2nd form, they were teaching me. People like Josette Lestrade and all of these young ladies, Ruth Brown and all of these guys. And I was very respectful to them, though, because I felt that respect is given where respect is due, and they did their duty. They became nice young ladies and came to teach us and keep us informed with what's knowledge, So, and then obviously we were friends. So on the outside, we'd make our little talks and stuff. But during class, we were very, very respectful. Still see some of them today. So I still give them that respect. Miss so-and-so, I don't call them by their names. I call them by Miss Lestrade, Miss so-and-so,
Of course.
Yeah. So, also at the convent, I did a lot of singing too in the choir because, again, with my mother's knowledge, and people, including my mom, felt that I sang just like her. And I sounded like her. And sometimes when I hear myself, even today, although I don't do as much singing anymore, I'm like, oh, myself, I catch myself and say I sound like my mommy, man. But it's music is vital to my family. My great-grandfather was brought down from La Plaine, which is where my family is originally from, to play the pipe organ in the cathedral in Roseau. Because that time you used to have to use your foot pedals along with your keyboard. And he was one of the very few people that could do that at the time. So I guess the bishop or whoever asked for him to be moved to Roseau so they could have an organist to play that organ, that pipe organ that is still, I'm not too sure if it's still there because I see they have the Roman Catholic Church under construction. So I'm not sure if that survived any of the hurricanes. But so that's where music started. And my great-grandmother, I heard, was also a singer. So I guess music is in the blood. We tried to play piano. We didn't listen to Mrs. Elwin was our teacher. That's Duncan Stowe's step-grandmother or mother or something.
Stepmom, yeah.
Right. So we played piano for many years. Now, I cannot read as well. But if I listen, I can pick it up and play the basic tunes. So, again, that's my music passion. When I went to grammar school, we had a steel band. And I played the guitar pan in grammar school. So my music journey has been from little to now.
But look, somebody saying you were troublesome. Yes, we went to the Arrow House of Culture and Goodwill Parish Hall to sing. Mimi Thomas. Hey, that's my family. Hey, my people are there. Boy, Mimi. Oh boy, we had so much fun.
Saying, you girls? Maybe troublesome. Yes, we used to have kiddies show on a Sunday in Parish Hall. And just about every Sunday, Leslie and I used to win the competition because we had so much different cultural things that we could do, and we sang a lot. We really sang a lot.
So you put your all
every
into
Sunday when we were little, we used to go to Parish Hall for the kiddies show. So we were involved in a lot of things. I remember my mom tagging us along to all the practices mostly. And then when they started having the boats coming, the ships used to come into Deepwater Harbor, she would take us with her to when she was performing, when her group was performing.
Oh, all right.
Nice journey.
But I know you said you raised up in a family who love to sing. Is there a Christmas song that you just particularly liked back then? It could be at primary school or at secondary school.
I think we sing in everything. I like everything. I'm a musician.
I'm trying to get you to sing something. Then I should help you out, man.
Oh my God! I think I had sang one of Ophelia's song.
Let's
Gloria? I think.
Yeah? Wow, that is
But
vocally challenged.
listen, girl, I just wake up. What you asking me to sing for hoarse voice?
Nigel, tell me we can get something from you at least service.
When I get something, give me a few minutes, Nigel. I
All
start.
right.
Okay,
Give
Papa.
me a little chance to warm up. Give me a little
Yeah,
chance to warm up.
yeah.
But in terms of music,
Look, I'm still having coffee in my Dominica
Okay.
cup.
Oh, all right. That was
okay.
a show, though. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You're having coffee next time. I've got coffee. Now, in terms of, I mean, we'll talk about a little bit about the music. Just generally, though, what was the kind of music happening at the time when you were growing up? Were you guys listening to Cardass music? Were you listening more to Calypso?
Well, Calypso was during Calypso. You learned every lyrics for Calypso during the Calypso season. But remember, Cardass was what was on at the time. And they were trying to switch to other music, like not soca so much, because I mean I grew up kind of, but they were headed towards those kind of directions. But Cardass was the main thing, and all the French bands like Cassav. It wasn't Cassav first; it was Tabou Combo, and all of those bands that I see performing. Those were the bands that were there. So those are the songs we learned. But one of the other things my mom just reminded me not so long ago, we used to write the songs of all the radio songs like Grease, the movie, and those things.
Yes,
and
at the back of your
my
exercise
mom
book,
told
right?
me she has a copy of those books that we used to write in as children, learning the lyrics of all the songs, whether we were spelling the words right or wrong. I will know when I see that book. But she said she still has that in her possession. And she's going to give each of us. I'm expecting to see her around here for the holiday season. So when she comes, she's going to bring along those things with her so we can have it to keep and show our kids and our grandkids, because I have 2 grandchildren, and let them know. And they are following right in our footsteps. They like to be in the limelight. They like the music. I heard them singing old songs too. And I'm like, where did you? They say, Grandma, we see it on YouTube. So it's just something I guess our family has that's there, and I guess it's there to stay. So yes.
Yeah. But we have so much to talk about. But tell us about growing up in Goodwill. How was it for you?
So growing up in Goodwill, we were popular children again. We lived on the end of Solomon Lane, right by Federation Drive. And our street was a really family-oriented street with lots of families there. And we tried to interact with everybody and play with everybody. We used to have a band. I tell you, everything comes to music. We used to have a band in our yard, and here what the band consists of. We used to take, what do you call it? The old tin from the milk, the Dutch lady, they call it now. That tin, we used to try and cut the bottom, take some plastic, and get some rubber bands to make the drums. Then my brother and them would take the tin from that and tap the edges to make what we call the pish pish. I don't know the name of that. I think it's a cymbal or something.
Yes.
And we had a toy piano that my aunt had sent from Canada. Not that we could play the music yet, guys, but that used to be the piano, and you make your mic with your stick or your cup with a string or whatever. And we always had a show. We had lots of toys because we had family. My father lived in Canada. His family was out in England. And then my rest of my family was in Canada, like my aunts and my cousins. So we were popular with a lot of new things on the line. Every new outfit, every season we were getting stuff. So anything we got, we tried to share with our friends. So we lived on Federation Drive, where there was a long wall between Federation Drive and Goodwill. And Grinsley, sorry. And it stopped by Mr. Doctro, deceased. I don't know if you know. Probably you guys know Billy Doctro.
Of course,
right. So family. Billy and them was my neighbor. So our yard kind of boundaried with wall, but you could see over the wall. So on our part of the wall, we were facing, all of us was facing Federation Drive. We used to have Queen Show, and we used to cut cardboard and make fish and butterfly. Those were always the 2 things we used.
Costumes.
Costume. And we used, as I say, because my family lived the way, we have glitter, we have painting, water paint. So we design our thing, and we used to say, hey, we go up tomorrow is a break of day. And then everything was fun for evening where everything was ta na 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 na. Na, 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 na. Because swinging stars used to do that for the older folks. So we ourselves making our own Queen show.
Yeah.
And all the neighbors, we used to invite them. I remember my mother used to give us little peanuts and sweet treats and, little things.
You ever got the crown once?
Of course, everybody get a chance to get the crown, whether they deserve it.
I got crowns as well.
We each got a turn at some point to get the crown. Because you have to do talent, and we're doing it just like how they used to do for the older people. We did it the same exact way. So, I mean, our childhood was really enjoyable. When Lapoca would pass in for the carnival season, you jump in the window, your friends waiting for you outside, while your mother may be in her room sleeping, or my mommy used to go to a lot of rehearsals. But we time her because we know if she know we outside, we in trouble. So she wasn't much of a beater. Like some people like to beat their children. My mother was more of a punisher. She'll hold you when the time is right. Yeah, that was my mother. And I got a lot of beatings when I did get them on behalf of Leslie, because they're confusing the names. And although they know we are Lisa and Leslie, sometimes they say, the name Lisa is a 4-letter word, Leslie's longer, right? I don't know why people were so easy to call my name before they call her. And by the time my mother gave me a lash or two, they say, no, Auntie Jen, is this one. I get blows for Leslie a lot when I did get blows. But don't worry. She'll owe me one day.
Why suspect
one day.
What?
But it's so I mean, that song, like, I mean, you had a really beautiful and interesting growing up as a child in Goodwill, almost kind of laid on the foundation for what you were to do later on.
Definitely.
Yes.
So once that was over and you did all the child, I'm not going to say grammar school again, but once all that had happened,
and you had all the fun at the Dominica Grammar School. It wasn't a lot of time you spent there. But
I tried, but it still come up.
But the Dominica Grammar School, what was your fondest moment at the Dominica
Grammar School?
I remember. Of course, yes.
I loved my teachers in grammar school. Let me tell you, I think they let me get away with stuff that most people wouldn't let children get away with. And then we used to be able to go to grammar school and do debates. I used to love to debate. I don't do it as much anymore, but debating was our thing. I liked the sports day, obviously. I was in Skinner because of my last name, but
you always strong
the
back
sports,
then.
We were very competitive.
Skinner was strong back then?
And Mary's
Yes,
Academy.
she was in
Lisa,
Skinner.
no, I was in Skinner. But Skinner was strong back then. I'm just trying to find out.
It was WD Skinner,
Yes,
and I want to say BJ.
No, BJ was that.
BJ was once upon a time. BJ was doing really
Tell
well.
him. Tell him.
The cousins was there. I remember when my cousin Tony Charles, who's now a magistrate in Toronto, Canada. I remember when he was in BJ's. He probably just about entering. They were good.
Okay.
But then after boy Dobby started to give those.
Okay.
Yes, it was always Dobby
and Skinner when the
BJ was low. Yeah, BJ was.
And then BJ was coming out last, but anyway.
Yes, sir. You have to say that as a kid, Lisa. Come on.
No, boy. Well, I mean, I'm not a BJ, I'm a Skinner. I can only root for my team, my girl.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, and Mr. What's his name again? The guy, he had just come from England. Oh my God, why could his name is on the tip of my tongue.
What was he?
Wearing glasses, the
principal?
headmaster. Yes. Tell me. Glasses. He came from England.
Was it Goldberg?
No.
Mr. Goldberg was math. We had Anthony Lockhart in my time.
Oh my God! His name is on the tip of my tongue. He used to live somewhere by Cox Street.
I should know that.
Oh, Mr. Lockhart.
Lockhart, I said that.
Lockhart.
Anthony Lockhart, I said it.
He was the best.
Of course.
He had liked me a lot too.
He may be listening. He always listens.
Oh yes. He was
very good
back then. Yes.
Yes, a very good principal, I have to say.
Wonderful.
And then we used to go and do cooking. I wasn't a fifth former, but I remember my very dear friend and old roommate Beverly Thomas, love to put cooking in the kitchen. So this is what I had happen.
Okay.
Beverly asked me to get my mom to borrow her a hand mixer because they're going to be doing a cooking something one afternoon after school. Well, I don't know if the hand mixer didn't like Beverly or if it's Beverly that didn't know how to use the lady thing. Next thing I know, I go and borrow my mother thing. I don't remember if I had even asked her. I just think I took it because I know she might have said no, but I know it was coming back because I was there. I would wash it and put it back. Well, who tell me do that according to the saying, right? Douglas. My boy, mixer break. So now I'm in trouble. I wash the mixer nicely, like how any other child would do at our age, and I put it back. I don't think my mother ever found out, or if she did, yeah? I don't think she ever found out it's me that broke it.
But she just without
permission. But she just found out the thing was broken. But I tell Beverly, if I was getting blows, I come in for her because I want my mother to beat her too. You know, Dominicans, you can get blows from anybody at that time. It's not like those days now. Yes. Anybody would give it to you and your mother when they find out.
Well, look at the time, Nigel. Why didn't Lisa come on since 8:14?
Yes,
but we have so much to talk about.
Time running, right?
Yes, but we have plenty to talk about. Let's go.
Yes. So Lisa, I mean, well, we have so much to talk about. So I think we have to. This time we will jump a few things and we will leave grammar school.
And let me just let you guys know, I was one of the runners. I ran for Skinner.
Dominica Grammar School. Yes,
let me just make you all know that I was a sports girl in Dominica. I did at from St. Martin's School to convent. I was in St. Teresa's, and then I came to grammar school. And y'all, when I left and went to live in Canada briefly after Hurricane David, I was on the team for my St. Timothy's, which is a Catholic school, and I did 100 dash relay. I did pole vault. I did long jump. I was a real sportish girl, you know.
Okay.
And once I came to America, I got a little lazy. And I haven't done that sort of thing.
Yes. I remember Lisa doing some track and field. You probably still have a few records there back then.
Maybe I do. I know I have from Canada.
Sports Day. Yes. So Sports Day at, let me say,
Sports
the school
Day, yes,
grammar school. Okay. So because of time again, Lisa, we're going to jump a few things. You know, we always like to take the journey from school and then what happens next and so on and so on. But that passion that you have for Dominica, that passion that you have for that flag and carrying it around and showcasing it, is that something that started from way back in Dominica in terms of the foundation and your mom and all that was going on? Or is that something that came later?
I always felt like Dominica was just like it's on the planet Earth, but there's something about Dominica that's captivating more so to me. I don't know if it's because I loved my childhood and we had a good childhood and friends. And today, people who I grew up with and went to Miss Winston's school are still my friends and very good friends today. So that says a lot. That's 57, well, minus 3, because we started at 3. Okay? So that's 54 years of friendship and very good friendships that has not broken. And I am very blessed to say I am very happy to have the friends that I have had then who are still my friends now. Love them all. And so you were asking me about the flag. From the time I saw that flag, there was something about special that said to that flag. That flag had the Cicero parrot. It had the description of what Dominica nature is all about, our people, our soil. And I was just captivated by the colors. As you can see, I'm a colorful girl. I like color. If you look at all my things, I'm always wearing color. But I think as I got older and I grew to kind of understand the meaning of the flag even better, I felt like proud. I felt like I need to have that thing. And I needed people to know that Dominica exists in this world. And if you go to Mars, maybe in the next couple of years, my plan is to take a trip up there to put our flag up there. That's my plan. That's to tell you how much I adore that flag. and what it represents, and it keeps my memory of Dominica from small to now. Even if I come for a day to Dominica, I feel like I am in heaven. Honestly, I cannot lie. That's how I feel. I think like Dominica is a heaven on earth for me.
Was it difficult or coming to the States, and of course people not knowing Dominica and sometimes confusing it to the DR? So was that part of your whole intention to making people know?
Exactly. I'm like, it's not the Dominican Republic, it is the Commonwealth of Dominica. I said, and everywhere I go, I have something. I'm wearing Dominica every day. Ring, bracelet.
Yes, sir.
Ask me some other parts. Every day I wear Dominica. There's not a day. And if I forget, I run in home to get it.
Nigel, you and myself, we should understand the assignment today. At least you could put something that represents us. I am a bit more than white there. Yes, sir, boy.
No, but really and truly, I don't do without representing Dominica at any given chance. You guys, let me give you guys some updates. So when President Obama was being inaugurated, I got the opportunity to go to Washington. You all wouldn't believe. I found myself in those people's stands without a ticket. So when they were doing the walk, he and his wife, I went to the top of the stands because it was empty. And that beautiful flag you see behind me there, I yelled out his name. And I said, here we are from Dominica.
Wow,
y'all don't ask me how I got where I got. It's God that does make me get to places. Don't forget that. I did not have a ticket to sit in the bleachers. I went on a back road. And I just kindly walked into the thing. They didn't ask me for credentials, nothing. And they were asking people for credentials. I don't know if they saw the credentials written on my face. Because everybody had to have a badge in their neck with their ID and where they go to sit and all of that. I just walked through.
Wow.
Security. Not a word was asked. And I didn't give them any information. I just went on the bleachers like I belonged there. And he actually looked up and waved to me. I want you all to know this is stuff, And then they had the marathon bombing in Boston, unfortunately. When he came, I was trying to go to the church to do the service because I worked right by the church, which is the cathedral where they were holding the prayer service for all of the past and injured and so forth, deceased and injured. When I got 3 persons to get into the church, they said the church was full. Mark you cannot go to the church with anything but a clear bag. I had my rosary. I had my little bottle of holy water because remember, I'm Catholic now. I'm still practicing. I had the missalette that they give us for the month. I had my little chewing gum to chew in church, which you're not supposed to do, and my little mints and my little tissue in case I have a little teardrop to give. And I well prepared. I told my job I was going out for a minute. I almost got fired over that. Let me tell you something. But God is a good God. He knew I was going with a good heart. Wow. They said, no more people. I said, Jesus. No, I'm wearing the flag on my back. I'm wearing the flag on my chest. I'm wearing the flag on my hair. I bring all my things and I put it on outside the job and I gone around the corner to go to the church. Anyway, when I get there and they said that, I say, oh God, I'm going to have to see the President Obama on a Jumbotron again, meaning I would have to stay outside like everybody else. They said, no, let's go to the auditorium, which is right next to the church. So I say, auditorium is still Jumbotron, but I'll go. While I was walking there, I saw some priests coming with their long black thing and their rosary in their big rosary in their thing. When I looked, what I said something, and one of them, a black gentleman, very tall, says to me, "Are you from Dominica?" I say, "Can't you tell?" Because now I'm draped in the. So he said, he's a centilier from Dominica, and he's at the seminary here, which happens to be right not too far from me, and he's here with some other priests, and they try to get in church, but they're sending them also to the auditorium. I say, my sir, follow me. We're going to get in the auditorium together. He said, no, I can't leave the other fathers. I say, the other fathers will find you. Do you want to get up front or not? I said, follow me. So he and two of them came, and the two others were older white guys. They started following me, but I walking like I know my business, like I know where I'm going. So when I got in there, I saw some of the staff that do the bereavements because I work for Boston Public Health Commission. So our staff does the bereavements with the families and road and all of that stuff. So I saw a couple of them wave hi, got inside. Now I'm in. Church finish, and I'm seeing all delegates starting to walk into the auditorium. Our mayor, then was Mayor Menino. Then I saw our now Congresswoman, Ayanna Presley, who is like a sister to me because I got to know her through one of my best friends that I have here. So we are very close. Just so you guys know, I have people in Congress. And all the other local, because I'm also like a political junkie on the side here, not like Leslie, but I'm more of a following kind of, the polls and, do that type of work up there with the people who are running for my district. So while we were there, next thing I see a lot of secret police. I said, but where are they going? Who is there? Because by that time I'm thinking that the president has left. Not long after I see the president coming, girl, I don't know how I get to the second row behind the people who were doing the bodyguarding of him, but I was right there. And when he came, I shouted, President Obama, can I please shake your hand? He looked, because I said it so loud. And he said something to his officers, whatever. And he said, but of course. So he took one hand and shook it. I started to scream so hard, he took both hands and held my hand and shook it. So you all know what that meant to me. Dominica was on me again. Guys, no lie. When the thing was over, there was an open space between barriers that only the motorcade can go through. I ran up and down in my Dominica flag and I say, he touched me, because people were like, can I shake your hand? I'm like, no, I'm not washing my hand today. You can't shake my hand. I'm not letting anybody take my joy. But I had on the Dominica flag and I got interviewed by a young lady from Washington, D.C. And she put me in the news talking about Dominica because, once they get me, Dominica sell in. So I have had that journey. And when the Pope came to Philadelphia, I made my way to the front with my big Dominica flag on the front of the row where I was sitting, which was on the roadside, so that the barricades, so that he could see my flag. I make no mistake. Dominica is the best island in the world. Make no mistake.
I love the journey. I love the passion. I love the fact that you represent Dominica wherever you go. And any chance that you get to showcase Dominica and showcase that flag, you make sure you use that opportunity. Some of the activities, Lisa, that you've been involved in Boston, whether it's Juve, whether it's Carnival, whether it's Independence, what are some of the things that you've been doing in Boston for Dominica and for Dominica's representation?
Right. So starting with Juve was started about maybe 17 years, maybe thereabouts ago. I was asked by, again, let me just apologize. My condolences to all the bereaved. That is all we've been having. So Dr. Etienne's sister, Dr. Clarissa Etienne, deceased as of yesterday, her sister got me involved with Juve. She and her husband decided, he was from Trinidad, that Juve is the beginning of Carnival. We need to do something. So when they called me to be the person who did what they call marketing, because they felt like I knew a lot of people, not just Dominicans, but a lot of people in the community, and that I could do marketing by selling the T-shirts that we wanted people to wear. Every year that we came out, we had a theme, and whatever else we were trying to sell, whether it's a raffle or whatever. So I wasn't a marketing expert, but I got it sold and I got it done. So they felt like, stay in that position. And then after I became the secretary for a very short time, and I've maintained When she and her husband left at separate times, they asked me if I would continue to be the one who is in charge of Juve, runs the Juve. And we run it under the CACAB, which is Boston Carnival Committee. We run it, I should say that again, because Caribbean American.
Okay.
We don't want to say Boston because it's all of the Caribbean, okay? It's the Caribbean American Carnival Association of Boston, which is run by Mrs. Shirley Schlinkford as president right now, still as president. She was then and she still is. So with that said, I took it and I ran with it. And then as of prior to COVID, or maybe the year before, they elected somebody else on their committee. They wanted, I guess, a better connection with whatever. And I'm second in line after that person because that person sits on the board. Okay. So they wanted somebody to sit on the board. Now, another thing she left me in charge was they had a thing where they were doing an exhibition every fall, like around end September, October time, where we would display all islands of the Caribbean would be at this place we call Unity Sports and Cultural Club, which is made up of all the Caribbean islands. And we would display artifacts and do a dish and do either a skit or dance and all of these kind of things. When I first came in with her as a partner, because I'm so in love with Dominica, as I told you guys, I had everything, artifacts you could think of. I have a replica of something that says Dominica. So I came in to help her with the artifacts piece. And also to help us serve food, because if you guys know me, I'm always the one behind the scenes doing all the cleaning up or the straightening up or whatever when there's an event, because that's what I like to do. I don't necessarily like to be in the forefront unless it's my band playing somewhere or something. So with that said, every year up until COVID, we've had our table to display. Okay. And Dominica has always won. Because, you know, I get dressed up in the national wear, so do other people too. But the artifacts that we have, the food that we prepare and serve, you know, like samples, and I get all the treats from Dominica. I have somebody bringing me the tamarind balls, the coconut cheese, the mince, you know, the gooseberry jam. And they stand there and try to eat all my stuff. But I watch them good as the constant people. I say, y'all can only have samples, please. I get the new rums, the old rums. I give samples, you know, and stuff like that. Right. And I tell people about Dominica. I sell Dominica because I have videos. I have literature that I also get from the tourism board that I always call for. And sometimes they send me things like pens to give away, little things like that. So marketing stuff. So I again sell Dominica to the other Caribbean islands.
You're so passionate about this, and I'm so happy that we have you on. I don't want to rush you, but I'm looking at the time and we want to get to that moment. And sometimes people might say, "Wow, she got an award, so for what?" And I'm so happy, Nigel, that we have her on and she can, you know, tell us what she has been involved in and she continues to do. But I want to get to that big moment. Her name was submitted. Then she got a letter indicating that she had to receive a Meritorious Service Award. I want to get to that part. Is there something you wanted to say before we get to that?
So this is what happened. I was actually working, I'm a home visitor for pregnant families and children under the age of 5. So anybody in the city of Boston who needs services and do not know how to go about getting services, and when I say services, anything from daycare, probably going back to school, getting on the system, which we call the welfare department. That's my job, to navigate the families or the persons who are seeking that for children under the age of 5.
There's a local term for that I'm trying to remember. Is it I can't remember. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So that's what I do. And then you asked me the question and it went away.
So we're talking about, I want to get to that big moment on when you went off.
So when I was coming, yes, that's how it came in. When I was on the train, because I don't drive, it was about roughly, I would say, 11 something. I got a phone call from a dear friend from Miami saying that the Prime Minister's wife is looking to get in touch with me. And if it's okay to give her my number. So I said, That's strange. She's getting in touch with me because I'm friends with her mom and she has my number. But anyway, I thought something else. I just said, okay, just give it to her and she can call me. Within about 10 to 15 minutes later, I got a phone call. And there's a gentleman on the other end saying that, he's been looking and seeing me on social media and he likes the way I represent Dominica and he keeps talking. So after a minute, I said, excuse me, I didn't catch your voice. But always happy to represent Dominica at any time and anywhere. But who may I ask am I speaking with? He says to me, this is Roosevelt Skerritt. I said, who? I said, well, nice to make your acquaintance. No, I still do not know, guys, that it is the Prime Minister of Dominica, So then he said something and he laughed. I said, pardon me, but is this the Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerritt? He said, yes. I said, my apologies, I did not get your voice. And I say, it's a good thing I didn't say anything disrespectful because there I would have been saying something to the gentleman without even knowing that, it was him. So he told me what was going on and I was submitted and blah, blah, blah. And they would like to have a copy of my bio and, whatever and so forth. So he said, my cabinet will be in contact with you. I said, okay, I'll wait for the cabinet to get in contact with me. Unfortunately, due to Caribbean style, they don't do those things right away. So it was done on the 9th hour. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. And I was very much not coming to Dominica at all to receive the award because the 9th hour meant $3,000 to buy a ticket to come to Dominica and I wasn't seeing anything. But by the grace of God, I was able to afford a ticket less than $3,000 through my mother's bank account. So that means she paid for me, which she had said she was going to do. And I was able to come to Dominica. Shocked. I got sick, like not sick physically, but that feeling prior to coming to Dominica. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, well, what I doing for nothing extra? I know people are doing the same thing, not realizing that it was a big thing for Dominica, and it was really a big thing when I got home. I'm still pinching myself, to be honest.
I know, I could well imagine.
How did
you feel though, Lisa, when you on that day itself, when you were standing under the tent or waiting for you to go up for that medal?
Nerves. I think people could say I was nervous. People who know me very well probably saw I was nervous. I was trying to speak with, I kind of had an idea of what she was going to say, and to keep myself together, you can see my mouth moving, but I was in a different space. I couldn't believe that all these people that were in that stadium, in Dominica itself, and probably the world watching, I was just like, excuse me, is this really happening? Is this really happening? I felt like celebrities. I said to my mom and them when I got up, I said, this is how celebrities feel. I couldn't believe. And I'm still pinching myself. I'm saying to you, I came to Dominica on such a whim. I was only there for a few days, 7 to 8 days. So I was like, who goes to Dominica for 7 to 8 days and comes back? A winner. That's what I call it. And I'm very, very, very grateful to all those who were instrumental in me receiving that award. And thank you, Dominica. You guys, my heart. I want to cry. I don't want to cry. Wow. Dominicans treated me like I was gold, better than gold. I never expected every and anybody from the streets. People were congratulating me, hugging me, kissing me. I say, maybe I'll go back with COVID, but I don't care, because it was just like something out of this world. I never in my wildest dreams, you guys, expected this to happen. Never ever.
Not even when you shook the hands of the former President Barack Obama?
Even when I shook, that was even more to me. Although I thought that was a highlight. You see, coming to Dominica to receive that award. Okay. If I didn't come, I would be regretting it today for the rest of my life. I felt so loved and I belonged and people were happy and I was happy. It was just like almost an out of body experience, looking out and seeing me just regularly so I get him something. I honestly wasn't expecting that kind of gratitude for doing what I do to keep my country on a page in everybody's book in this world.
Wow.
Yes, and listen, of course, congratulations again on that, and well deserved. And I know you travel all over. You go to Miami Carnival, you go to Labor Day, you link up with Riverland Mass and everything else. You try to make sure that you're part of everything that's happening, not only just in Boston, but throughout. How do you find the energy to continue doing this, man?
Boy, when you love something like you love yourself, that's basically what I have to say about the flag. I think I will never stop. I hope and I pray that I always have that energy to continue to put Dominica on the map. And I travel everywhere else in the world. And everybody in the world where I travel knows about Dominica because I wear it, I show it, and I tell them about it. So it's not within just the US. I've traveled to other countries in the world, and wherever I've traveled, I've brought that flag, I've made it be known. Some people still remember me and say, oh, I remember. I have some people that live in DR and other parts that I travel, the Bahamas. When they come for whether carnival or for personal things, they remember me. Wow. They're like, oh, that lady with the Dominica flag. Or, oh, that girl that was in front of the jam with the Dominica flag. Everybody knows me wherever I've traveled. Trust me, for Dominica's sake, we're on the map. We come in.
I love this program, Nigel. This story is just something else. Nigel, the book is very, very busy. I'm looking at the book, but something that really took me, Glenda Shilling for say some like we bon J. You know, no, we say that as Dominicans, we bon J.
Yeah, we bon J.
And I'm also scrolling as well, and somebody said something about Dan Coutin. I'm trying to get it. Who said that? But I guess it's at the time when we're talking about how they made the drums back in the day when Lisa was in.
Yes.
And so, well, I haven't heard that name, Dan Cow. So you remember Dan Cow Mill?
It's been a while, yes.
Dan Cow Mill. Yes.
Listen, what about your relationship with some of the other artists? I know somebody was mentioning that, you have a close relationship with people like Marshall Montano and others.
So as the years went by, I would say, let me see what year. It's been a while since, so I don't know if you guys know of DJ Steven International. He's one of the top DJs, and he usually, so the reason why Marshall and them reach Dominica is because of him. The reason why he knows about Dominica is because of me.
Yes, I.
So apparently his uncle has a child with one of the Bradys, Annadale Brady. And I went to Atlanta to visit her when she had the child with the uncle, because, we've been friends all our lives. So when I went there, I met this young man, DJ Steven International, and he was he was still in his teens, just becoming 17, 18 about. And everybody called me auntie. So he ended up calling me auntie because all the kids of his age group who were in the household, who was family friends, would call me auntie. So everybody calls me auntie, he called me auntie. So when he would DJ anywhere and I would see him, I'd go interact with him and stuff. And if there's a person of interest, like Marshall or whoever, he would introduce me. And the next thing I know, everybody calling me auntie too.
So Marshall,
but we have a really good relationship because I also got to know all of the other top DJs like Giselle the Wasi One and Eternal Vibes and all of those people. And these are top DJs in the US and Trinidad. And they all call me auntie. But I have a love for people, and people see how I interact with them. And again, Dominica is always on their mind because when they see me, they know I'm wearing Dominica gab. I have a special person who makes my gabs. If I don't buy them online, I have this young lady who stores it for me in Atlanta and gets it done. So everybody, I met Marshall through him, and ever since, whenever we lime in after hours, because people don't know what happens after and on their days when they're not there. So every time I go to Florida, everybody knows Elka and I are like two peas in a pot, Elka Kuzlatig. Every time I go down by her, I always bounce up with all of them in Miami. And then we either go for lunch or something back in the day, you know, when they'd have their off time. And I just became close with them. And Marshall and I have a bone to pick because I remember I have a brother. He's not my brother. Jamal Maglow from Trinidad family base, who used to play once upon a time on the Miami Heat. I used to babysit him in Canada, Toronto, when I went after Hurricane David. They were younger than me, and we lived a building away from each other, and he was best friends with my cousins. So all the kids would come by my aunt's house, and because we were teenagers and we were older, they would leave them for us to babysit. So he's like my brother. Mm-hmm. He calls me Big Sis. He's also a big one with Toronto Revelers. Okay. Now that band in Canada. Mm-hmm. And he's retired from the ball playing, but he's another figure that also got me connected with a lot of the artists from Trinidad. Okay. So all of them is Auntie Lisa. Mm-hmm. They all call me, they all see me, they all hug me, they all kiss me. We all talk about our personal lives. And Marshall had said to me once upon a time, while I tell you Marshall and I became close, but
let's make it quick because we have reached that time when we have to end. But
okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
He had said that Dominica music was very fast and we were running behind our music. I told him, don't ever let me hear you sing a bouillon because I will sure remind you. I have pictures, you guys. I have the date and the time. And I'm just waiting for me to meet him in person. We didn't have enough time on the tarmac when I came in to Dominica first to talk. But he and I have a bone to pick about the bouillon music he said we were running behind, which is now.
Well, Nigeria, look story. I love that. I just love story. Look at the time already.
Lisa has so much.
Look at the time already.
Tell us. We have so much more to discover from her. You know, unfortunately, you know, we didn't have it as early as we wanted to, but all is well ends well. Yes. You know, we didn't talk about your own profession in terms of what you do. Yes. You know, with pregnant women and the services offer, and of course the whole issue of mental health and what's going on.
Right. Yes.
Talk to each other and be there for each other.
Yes.
Unfortunately, time has come, but thank you, Lisa. Thank you for joining us.
You're more than welcome. I thank you for having me on.
Thank you for doing what you're doing for Dominica. Keep representing the way you do. We probably might see, I don't know which carnival coming up. By the way, you have to do, Alvin says you must do Atlanta Carnival, the old school jam, be there.
Oh yes.
So we will link up for that. But continue representing, continue sharing, continue having that flag and doing what you do. We appreciate you.
All right.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I thank you guys for having me on, and also to the listeners and Dominicans here and abroad. I thank you all for all your support and all the love, and I will continue to make Dominica proud no matter where I go, as long as I live and as long as I can.
All right, keep on doing this.
All of you, I wish you all a very happy Saturday and good rest of the weekend.
All right, we have to run. We definitely have to run. I enjoyed it. We'll see what we can do next time. Okay, Lisa, all the best to you, my dear.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do it next week, Nigel. But we have to run.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, then.